Is South Korean authorities saving Johnny Somali from being charged with anti-South Korean propaganda? Because from the beginning, Johnny has been protected by South Korean authorities in many ways. Yes, I know South Korea is the only country that actually held Johnny Somali accountable, but doesn't it look like a publicity stunt to gain fame and appreciation? In reality, Johnny Somali seems to have been protected, and the South Korean authorities didn't take on the most serious charges that could truly hold him accountable. For example, here's one post mentioning potential crime number 7, something South Korean authorities are aware of, but still haven't charged him for. Johnny Somali publicly praised North Korea and Kim Jong-un, and even said he hopes South Korea gets nuked. Doing that is illegal, yet South Korea has not responded. Maybe Johnny is right. South Korea's law enforcement seems weak. I honestly can't disagree with that post, because behind the scenes, that's exactly what's happening. In this video, I'll describe how South Korean authorities are still weak against Johnny Somali, and now, encouraged by him, some of Johnny Somali's followers, often calling themselves his brothers, have started retaliating in several Asian countries. Who knows what their mission is, but it's definitely concerning, especially since this all started just before Johnny Somali's upcoming trial. So let's start with the latest update on Johnny Somali. So, as you've already seen in the post, it clearly proves the weakness of South Korean authorities at certain points. Just take a look. There's clear evidence showing Johnny Somali praising North Korea to deliberately provoke South Korea. This act was done knowingly by Johnny Somali, and he was fully aware of what he was doing.
I hope these niggas nuke shit so this shit turn to Fallout New Vegas. I hope these niggas nuke this shit. I hope they nuke this shit so shit turn to Fallout New Vegas. No, please, Kim Jong-un, press that button.
Did you see that? It's clear evidence. After watching this clip, I hope nobody will say that Johnny Somali didn't know South Korea's rules, because he absolutely did. He wasn't ignorant, he was fully aware of what he was doing. Now think about it. Johnny Somali openly provoked and insulted South Korea while being in South Korea. Is that appropriate in any way? If South Korean authorities and the people truly have self-respect for their country, how could they tolerate something like that from Johnny Somali? Yet they did tolerate it. Do you see any major charge being filed against him for these specific acts? Actually, no. And that's exactly why so many people are questioning whether South Korean authorities are protecting Johnny Somali from serious consequences. Take a look at some of the public comments. One person said, "Koreans are only talking. When will that Muppet finally go to jail? Johnny should get 20 years for what he did to the statue, and that would be fair." Another commented, "He's not a good actor. He manipulates kids on his Discord. The authorities are just building evidence. Trials take time, even in America. They're keeping him trapped there to bleed him slowly while they build the case. He hasn't gotten away with anything yet." Someone else added, "For each charge, Johnny has had an easy out. South Korea gave him every chance to apologize and show remorse. If he acted like a human, he'd just be deported next week. Rot in jail, Johnny boy. You earned it." But one particularly interesting comment said, "Hank needs to be charged too. He was right there with Johnny Somali, singing and praising it." This clearly shows that people already recognize what's coming from Johnny Somali and his associate Hank Yoo. Even before this, several lawyers have said that if anyone commits these kinds of acts, publicly praising North Korea or mocking South Korea, they should face punishment under South Korean law.
Freedom of speech does not protect you praising North Korean regime or Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, yeah, you will go to prison for that. Yeah, that's a very strict law in Korea, and we still have that law.
Johnny Somali might be charged under the national security law. Yes, you heard that right. According to Korean law, provoking North Korea or making political statements in support of the North while standing on South Korean land is not just free speech, it's considered a threat to national security, and Johnny did exactly that. He made fun of the Korean War, disrespected the victims, and even said things that could be interpreted as praising the North, all while live streaming from South Korea. Johnny Somali always tries to play the same card. You already know, he keeps saying, "I'm just doing free speech in South Korea. I didn't break any law." And even Hank Yoo recently made a comment saying that South Korea isn't giving Johnny Somali his so-called free speech rights.
It's freedom of speech. Yep. Through this case, I realized that most people do not understand free speech nor value it.
What you did was free speech.
But I showed you that previous clip for one reason. Because when the South Korean authorities officially charge him, you can bet Johnny will again say, "This is a violation of free speech. I'm being silent." So as you just saw, all the evidence is clear. Johnny Somali was the one provoking North Korea again and again. He made several threats, mocked South Korea's national security, and crossed every possible line. But still, the authorities didn't take any action for a long time. Why? Because Johnny plays this game very smart. He knows how to act dumb when it matters. He even said it himself. When detectives questioned him, he stayed silent. He didn't reveal anything. He just acted like he didn't understand. That's what makes him dangerous. He's not just some clueless streamer. He's a performer, a manipulator. Everyone knows he's a good actor when it comes to escaping consequences.
National Intelligence Security Charge. Does anybody know what the f that means? I got interrogated 2 days ago. It's March 6th. The detective looked me in the eye and he said, Johnny, do you know where North Korea is? I said, it's the dumbass country. Like, north of here? Like straight up, I told homie. I said, north of here? Like, what the are you talking about? North of here? Like, this is a stupid ass question. And then he asked me, what's your relationship with North Korean communists? I said, right to remain silent.
So as you just saw, Johnny Somali is basically buying and selling South Korean people in just seconds. Yes, I'm totally shocked. Is it that South Korean intelligence can't even figure out Johnny Somali's strategy? And if they don't put heavy pressure on him to plead guilty, then Johnny Somali will continue acting like a clever man, which he actually is not. Then again, you see new charges come up, but Johnny Somali still doesn't plead guilty. That's the main point here. South Korean authorities should definitely take this issue seriously and make sure Johnny Somali faces the consequences for this. And if the South Korean people and authorities don't make a clever move now, then I'd say Johnny Somali might actually be more clever than South Korea itself. So not only Johnny Somali, but Hank Yoo should also be held accountable. Just look at what people are saying. One person commented, Hank Yoo is the biggest disgrace to South Korea. He should be in trouble just like Johnny Somali. He should be charged for defending Johnny Somali. Hank should also be banned from South Korea, his own country. If South Korea or the USA doesn't accept Johnny Somali, then who knows where he'll go. Another person wrote, he respects North Korea but doesn't go over the border. So guys, what do you think? Do you agree with these opinions? Is South Korean authority really not being serious about Johnny Somali? Or is there some dark reason, a hidden agenda, behind protecting him from full punishment? Now moving to another concerning topic, while Johnny Somali's trial and possible punishment are approaching, something disgusting is happening across several Asian countries. Some people believe that Johnny Somali's fans or followers are behind these incidents, doing shady and manipulative things to create chaos and distract people. For example, in this new video, another nuisance streamer, very similar to Johnny Somali, is seen harassing a shopkeeper and obstructing their business. This person, just like Johnny, uses hate, anger, and provocation against Asians, or anyone really, to make content and gain attention. It's a disturbing pattern, and it looks like Johnny Somali's toxic influence is spreading beyond just one person.
Put it down now!
Can I take it just a sip?
Put it down now!
It's already open. It's already open.
140!
It's already open.
140!
I'm just gonna take one sip to see if it's nice. Nah, I'll leave now.
So 140.
How?
1, 2.
Okay, I'll get a different drink.
Fuck you, 140.
The 7-Up's looking at me right
I don't care, 140. 140.
now.
No.
Why?
I said 140.
You're being stingy to my fruit.
So definitely, it's clear they're playing mind games, trying to manipulate people and disrupt authority, nothing else. They're using controversy and chaos as tools to get attention. Just watch this streamer. People are even saying this one is worse, or uglier in behavior than Johnny Somali and Gino. Do you agree or not? So guys, after watching the full video, what do you actually think about all of this? Do you believe Johnny Somali will finally face charges for spreading North Korean propaganda, or will he once again slip through without real consequences? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.